And we're live, I think.
Are we? You assume? You shouldn't assume. You know what you do when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me. Never assume.
This is very true. But welcome, everybody. This is our second episode of using this platform, and it seems to be going quite well. Locke is only partially frozen, but at least we can hear him. Locke, give me some sultry tones.
Hello, 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 hello. Am I
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Nice.
No, you're still frozen, but that's your laptop because, it's terrible. But that's okay because eventually I'll help you get a new one that'll be awesomer. How's it going, boys? It's been a whole week, and I know that Alan and Dave, you have a beer that you should show off that you're drinking, and then I want Locke to tell me all about the beer that he has because he read it to me just about 20 minutes ago, and you have to hear about this beer. Okay. So, Alan and Dave, what are you drinking?
All right, we are drinking from Ravens Brewing. It is their Corvus Lingonberry Lime Ghost.
Oh.
It is 4.5% alcohol by volume, 10 IBUs. And interestingly, it was the World Beer Cup Gold Award winner for 2018. Which maybe explains why Shane couldn't find it. Is because I don't know if this beer is 2 years old or what. But anyway, we could get it here.
Or what? Or I had to roll somebody at the mall to get it.
Now this is it here. Now you can't really tell on camera, but this is
like
really
orange
pink.
7-Up.
Okay, no, this is like really pink.
Yours looks orange, and his does look pink.
What the hell?
I think it's because of where I got my light shining down here. So if I kind of plug up the light there,
I can assure our gentle viewer, this is not pink in reality. It's funky light.
Okay.
Peanut Gallery.
Orange.
It's pink. Anyway, so this is a lingon. I don't even know what a lingonberry is.
It's a fruit.
Lingonberry Lime Ghost. So I mean, this is kind of like got like a soury kind of flavor to it. Very, very strong. Like pucker.
Nice.
Makes me want to pucker.
All right.
I've never had a lingonberry before. I don't know what to expect from it. I do detect a citrusy kind of flavor to it, which is probably the lime. But I'm enjoying this. Sours for me have run their course. I don't think I'd buy this again, but that's not a knock on the beer itself. It's a knock on the style, which isn't really my cup of tea. But if you're into sours, this is probably a good one to go for. Dave, what do you think?
I have a question. Is a ghost supposed to be a style of sour?
Locke?
Well, often, yes, but what singles a ghost out as a type of beer is usually the salt. Salt is the thing that separates a ghost from other types of beer, in that usually they use bittering agents like hops as the preservative. Salt plays a role in the preservative factor in making a ghost.
Interesting.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know what exactly. I mean, I'm not detecting any kind of saltiness or anything like that, but I don't know if you would in a ghost the way you're describing it, Locke.
Is there a little bit of a Gatorade factor?
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Been a while since I've had Gatorade, so I can't make any comments about that.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a Gatorade-ish kind of thing going on here. Let me put it to you this way. If I was to drink this without being told it was a beer, I wouldn't know that it was a beer. It tastes more like fruit juice than it does beer.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the beer I'm drinking tonight is from Boombox Brewing, and it's called Juicy AF. It is an IPA, and
Those are my initials. My
Juicy
initials!
AF.
Just like the journey to the center of the earth.
I'm very pleased with this beer.
So tell us about
Okay.
it.
Well,
I really want-
it's got a nice color to it. It's a hazy sort of IPA, and let's see, is there anything on the can to indicate anything? 7.5% by alcohol volume. There is no International Beer Unit ranking on the can, but I can look it up. But essentially, this is a very aromatic IPA. It's got that sort of, you can really smell the hops coming through. It just tastes damn good. Oh my god, this is what. I give that a on the rating scale. I can't complain. Yeah, it's the Northeast style, yeah. And Boombox Brewing is they are in town here.
They're cool, aren't they?
Basically, they started some really cool stuff going on with. Right now, they have free delivery, which I just noticed. But essentially, Juicy, Arcade, and a couple other ones. They've had like 2 or 3 really good ones. But Boombox, from what I can tell, just from seeing stuff on the shelves, is that they have like 2, 3 staples, and then they have this other sort of bunch of random ones that sort of pop up every so often. And I think Boombox was one of them, along with a couple other local sort of groups. They had a whole bunch of what am I trying to say? The individuals who have, there are companies that do that sort of drive-by canning thing where they started out doing brewing in one place, and then the canning they did was those large sort of the companies that have those canning systems inside of a large vehicle and that kind of stuff. So they basically show up at where you're brewing and then you do it on the sidewalk kind of thing. So there's also a couple other ones in town that have done that. So that's very cool. And Juicy it's really good. It's really only a local one. I don't think it travels too far from what I've heard. So I'm gonna drink it and you guys can't have it.
So now, Shane, you may have already covered this. I was busy looking at my phone, looking for something I was going to mention on the show here tonight. I wasn't fully paying attention, but if you were going to rank that one up, I'm assuming it's an IPA, right?
Yes, hazy IPA, Northeast style.
Hazy IPA. So how would you rank it up to, say, Fat Tug or Fresh Squeezed or anything like that?
It's similar to Fresh Squeezed. It's not quite a Fat Tug because the Fat Tug is a filtered beer. So, yeah. I mean, there's other ones like Rad Seeker, which I really liked, which is another sort of IPA. Do you remember Rad Seeker, Locke?
I totally remember Rad Seeker.
That was one of those ones that, it shows up once in a while. It's not around a lot. There was also one called let me see if I can find it here. I think it was Laser Illusions. Yeah, that's the one. So they've got these sort of 80s influenced titles for their beers, names for their beers. But and I just found a good list of them, which is nice. But there is one that I have not seen anywhere, which is called Juicier AF. So I'm kind of
I heard about that one.
Yeah, so this is their Juicy, but then there's Juicier. So overall, I mean, I like the product that they're pumping out. I just don't see it that often. Like I think it's snapped up quite quickly. you know.
I see their arcade glow quite often on the shelf.
That is one of the two staples that they have currently, which is the Arcade Glow and the whatever the other one was. But Arcade Glow is the one that when I do see it, that's usually the one I see because I think that must be their most popular one. I mean, it's good. I don't dislike it, but I prefer the juicier stuff. But yeah, so I think if you can find it, give it a try. Even the Arcade Glow, because why not? Locke, tell us about this beer. I really have to know. I really want to know. Read this out to the guys.
So I have been seeing this product on the Dial a Bottle website in Toronto, and I'm ordering it probably just about every time I put in a beer order, and it's never showed up. But now that I'm on the other side of Barrie, which is to say up near Gravenhurst, I am actually going to the liquor store. And so when I walked in, I found one, not two, not three, one of these left. And so I snapped it up. It's Flying Monkeys. I think I've probably picked up a couple of times on the show. Flying Monkeys out of Barrie are a very creative brewery. They do some really weird, really interesting stuff. I'm not crazy about a lot of their art and some of their games, which ultimately they're going, I think, for a kind of a psychedelia kind of a thing, and it's all. I mean, I guess it's consistent with Flying Monkeys and the Wizard of Oz and all of that, but this is over the top. This is Sparkle Puff.
Sparkle Puff.
Sparkle Puff.
Sparkle Puff. Sparkle Puff.
Okay.
Galaxy Starfighter, Defender of the Universe. Made in Canada. See that? Made in Canada? Yeah. Let me describe it.
Yep.
Exploring realms of deep, dank space with the rule of three in its DNA, Sparkle Puff launches with a payload of smashed peaches for cushions of fierce multi-fluff behind a force field hops, dry hopped, triple the hop flavor, and throma. The 10.2, you heard that correctly, percent alcohol per volume of this unfiltered adventure glimmers with the epic glory of Sparkle Puff, Galaxy Starfighter, Defender of the Universe.
10.2.
So,
It's a party in a can.
Yeah, something like that.
The amount of work that Locke gets done on Thursday is going to be.
Yeah, well.
Is there a law against working when you're at the cabin?
Bomber.
The who and the what and the where?
I said at least it's in a tall cannon, not a bomber.
Yeah.
True.
So
That looks amazing.
That is a great color.
Actually, not little clumpy. It's cumulus clouds and not just uniform haze. So I don't know what, but I'm going to put it in my mouth.
The head is amazing on it. Everything.
Yeah. Well. Wow. Okay. This is.
We're all waiting with bated breath.
The peak factor. It's boozy. It's peachy. this is like somebody took sort of a. This is a little weekend, but it was one of those
I'm just gonna let him keep talking.
It sounds delicious. You know what? That description totally fit with how you read about the beer.
Am I frozen?
Your audio is cutting in and out a lot because of the way it just I don't know, whatever reason. But the best part was that Alan was like making fun of you, but look how he's
No, I wasn't.
Then Alan froze.
Oh, then I froze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, well, that was some great information there, Locke. Ha ha ha. And then you came back like in about 3 seconds, but the best part is that that Dave is just down in the corner going, nodding his head, drinking some beer.
Did you get the part about the trebuchet?
So, Locke.
It's good beer.
So, Locke.
Yeah.
Would you get that again?
Yeah, I get this again.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Now, I would love to try that.
If I can find
Is there
another
any
one,
way, Locke,
yeah,
ship out 3 cans to us?
First,
Because I would love to try it. Yeah, for
First,
sure.
I have to find
Okay.
Maybe
Fair
the
enough.
answer is that I need to drive to Barrie.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
has...
this is good.
I'm just looking
All
up the Galaxy Starfighter, Defender of the Universe, Sparkle Puff. That has got to be, that the naming of that beer. I would have loved to have been in the room, but you can tell just by looking at it. It's like, okay, guys, look, we got this new beer, and we gotta put together a name for it. I mean, come on,
it beats Galactic Space Dragon from Odin Brewing.
It's true. And some guy was like, I don't know, Sparkle Puff Galaxy Starfighter Defender of the Universe, just to get out of the room, and it's like, done. That's what we're doing it. That's what it's called. So,
but this is a beer that in flavor matches up with the marketing, right? I mean,
Yeah, in flavor
sometimes
and in appearance, I dare say, like I don't think I've seen a cloudy IPA that has these sort of somewhat bizarre clumps in it. It's a bit arguably sparkly. It catches the light. The clumps aren't gross looking or anything. They're sort of evenly dispersed, but still puffy, I guess. Yeah.
puffy, yes, puffy.
all right,
Like a sparkle puff, you might say.
sweet. And cheers to Julian on Nelson Island, who said hello on the Twitter thing. And I know that because it showed up on the screen here. We didn't have to look separately. I don't know if Shane controls that.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
Totally.
So Shane, do you control that, or does Julian control that just by?
No, I can turn it on. It's from the chat.
Okay, cool.
Cheers, Julian.
Cheers to Julian on Nelson Island. All right, so we seem to all be enjoying our beers. Now, one thing I wanted to make Shane controls these days.
Yes, that was me. Surprise, surprise.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to mention. So there are no beer festivals happening, at least for the moment. Not all beer
They
festivals
officially called
canceled,
it?
but they're probably going to be. So I saw this thing on Instagram today from, I think it was Stanley Park Brewing, and I can't find it now. But they were marketing a thing. It was like a beer festival in a box. And what it was just basically a whole bunch of different brews from Stanley Park. And it looked like there was some stuff from other breweries that you could buy. But it was very limited edition. It's already sold out. But I thought that was really that was really creative. Like, I don't know why more breweries aren't doing this. Like, getting together and creating like a collaborative pack for the beer fest audience.
Maybe we'll see more now that it's been done.
Maybe we will.
That is a clever idea.
I'd buy it.
I don't know if I'd buy it. That's a lot of beerness for me, but.
Well, you know what I mean? But I mean, for like us, that would be a great thing because we could all buy the same pack and just do a different beer every week, right?
True.
You know?
Here you go,
for us,
boys.
Here's the problem. Here's the
That's
problem.
It's sold out, which is why you're not seeing it.
Oh.
The at-home beer festival kit. Wow.
I like it.
The problem will be getting that to Ontario because, as we all know, this country, although we have a free trade agreement with EU, do we not? We don't have a free trade between provinces. So getting that to Ontario is the challenge. But
couldn't if it was available here, couldn't I not just buy a box and ship it by Canada Post to Lock in Ontario?
I don't know. I don't see how there'd be anything really wrong with that. I don't think there's any rule that says that you can't send bottles of wine. So why could you do that?
No, exactly.
I think as long as it's for personal use, I imagine there's going to be a regulation on that. I
mean, how is Canada Post going to know? I mean, it's not crossing any sort of like protected border or anything, right? I mean, Canada Post. Well, yeah.
The LCBO will throw a fit.
Oh, provincial borders! I'm so scared.
Is undermining its non-existent craft beer industry, which is systematically throttled for decades.
Right.
Should it be normal? Should we be able to do that? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, common sense would dictate yes. But yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to know what the actual rule is there. Let me see if I can. I'll see if I can dig that out at some point. I actually have proper Westlaw access again, so I can search that.
Well, Shane, didn't you contact Canada Post one time about the possibility of mailing beer? And they said, yeah.
Yeah, you can mail beer.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're technically, I mean, with the caveat, but this has nothing to do with Canada Post. But there are rules around if you was to sell alcohol, send it through the mail, then that's frowned upon.
Right.
But just general mail, like, yeah, you can, as long as it's packed properly and it doesn't explode or something, then if it's a can of beer, or I could mail a keg if I really wanted to. So
I could potentially mail beer to my 10-year-old niece?
Yes.
If you want to, sure.
Now, if your 10-year-old niece is caught with it and they say, "Where did you get this from?" and said, "My Uncle Locke," then you're in trouble.
Yeah, the things that you can't send. Let's see.
Dynamite.
So here's the wording. Let's look this up again, which is where when I called them last year and they pointed me to it. In the language of Canada Post, they call it intoxicating beverages. So, intoxicating beverages can be shipped within Canada by parcel services, and that's how you mail it. So, essentially, when you're mailing it, you can mail stuff that is up to 24% in alcohol by volume, or less. It can be more than or less than 70%. And it has to be. This was the caveat. It has to be less than 5 liters. So yeah. So there you go.
I think that's sensible for weight.
I would think so.
5 liters would weigh a lot. Yeah. I mean, if you think about like a tub, like one of those plastic tubs of ice cream, that's 4 liters. So 5 liters would be.
It's funny you mentioned that because we just got they had in the store, which is a very rare thing in our area, an Island Farms ice cream bucket.
Oh yeah,
like we're buying this, so we bought it, and so I'll finish the ice cream, and then I'll fill it with beer and I'll mail it to somebody. It's under 5 liters. Yeah.
Flat beer.
But the other thing too is that the other component too is that when you're sending something in the mail, generally they're not going to look at what it is unless it's a problem. So you could, in theory, mail cans of beer, and they would never know. So
yeah, I mean, Canada Post does not open people's mail. I mean, it's not like it's a CBSA or something like that.
Actually, what I'm reading about right now is rules from the government of Canada, including the police, can surveil. And I was glad to find out that actually our protections are pretty good. I had previously finished reading Rise of the Witch, an account of the militarization of the United States police force surrounding drug searches. In Canada, the rules are actually fairly stiff, and interestingly, searches, and in particular narcotic searches, the military are specifically excluded from the power to initiate a search. The U.S.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your audio is cutting out again, Locke, and you look so angry right now on the screen. Your face was frozen, and you were like, so that was the image I was looking.
Gone.
He's gone.
Oh no, we pissed him off.
No, I wonder if his computer crashed again. Man, that guy needs a new laptop. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant.
Is he on a
We don't know what he said, but
I haven't a clue what he said, but you know what? He'll be back. But essentially, yeah, we've got. So I like about this new tool. You see who has really crappy internet.
Yeah.
And Locke is sort of there. He's back.
Coming back. There he is.
You vanished again. So,
okay.
I hope so. Anyway, keep going, Alan.
Oh no, that was it. So what do you guys got going on for the rest of the summer here? I mean, beer wise, like any plans?
Yeah, drinking more.
Drinking more.
Drinking. Wow, I'm what? Sorry, what? What? Hello?
Well, I'm assuming we're,
Oh, drinking.
We're not going on
I thought you were just
hiatus or
making like a
anything.
general commentary, like
more.
drink some more.
Okay. Well, who here like we do the show weekly, right? So I'd have at least one beer a week. Okay. Aside from that, you probably have one or two more throughout the week. But since COVID hit, I've been drinking like 4, 5, 6 beers a week, which is a lot for me. How about you guys? Have you found your consumption increased at all?
For me, it depends on
Beer-wise?
if I'm hanging with anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I'd be more inclined to have something.
In the land of COVID,
Private
are you
Shane's.
hanging with people too much?
Way too much.
Way too much. Okay.
Yeah. I see somebody like every 6 weeks. It's just over the top.
Wow.
You know, it's gotten out of control, quite honestly.
Yeah, it's
I'm not too sure. Oh yeah. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do to manage the situation, quite honestly. But you know, it's what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Shane?
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm bringing Locke back in. I
Okay.
hope he's back.
Yeah,
With his wonderfully crappy laptop.
is mosquitoes.
You were swatting at mosquitoes, and suddenly the
Yeah,
well, we were just talking about what are your plans for the rest of the summer?
plans for the rest of the summer. I had crossed my mind. I now think that's probably
Okay.
the drummer in my band has been living in Flin Flon for the last 5 6. Having kids and something, he went up and else they have in Flin Flon.
Why? How does anyone wind up in Flin Flon?
What?
How do people wind up in Flin Flon?
Flin Flon.
Oh, he's from there. Okay.
I don't think people in Flin Flon know somebody in Flin Flon or they're from Flin Flon. Him and his girlfriend.
Right.
So, which wedding?
I have to say, I live in Flin Flon only because it sounds cool. I want to be able to say, I live in Flin Flon.
Okay.
One name of
What?
I have no idea what you said, Locke.
Flin Flon. Flinty. Flinty from Flin Flon.
Flinty from Flin Flon.
Oh. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best thing to know. I've learned about Flin Flon in a long time.
Wasn't like, I'm trying to think who it was, like Bobby Clark, the famous hockey player from Flin Flon?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Possible.
I remember that. So you guys remember Scholastic book orders? You know, when you'd be in elementary school and you get this thing to take home and you could order books? Well,
Yep.
when I was in that age group, I was really into hockey. And I was ordering these books about famous hockey players. So I had one from Ken Dryden. I had one on Bobby Clark. I can't remember which other ones. I remember one of them was originally from Flin Flon. And I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Bobby Clark. But I learned, you know, it was interesting the things that you pick up from those books. I still have my Star Wars storybook that I got through my Scholastic book order in like 1978 or something.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty epic.
Yeah. Wow. So new for me, I bought a hot tub.
You bought a hot tub.
I bought a hot
Nice.
tub.
Which
And
you're getting
is
at the end
has
of
it
the
been
summer.
installed yet?
It has not been installed yet. I get it next week. And I'm building a patio outside, and it's almost finished. And then we get the hot tub next week, fill it up. I'll be spending my evenings out there.
Very cool.
You should do the show from there.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not.
But. Watch Alan get gonged in 20 minutes.
Yeah, really. We look like Tom Vu. You guys remember?
Vu. Isn't that guy that was like the you gotta love my lifestyle and that kind of stuff? Like,
yeah, it's like he's always got these bikini clad women around him. He goes, if you're not like me, you're a loser. He wound up going to jail for.
He was like a real estate dude.
Yeah, so he would teach people how to swindle like old widows and widowers out of their properties for like cheap, so they could resell them at top dollar and make a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, the thing I learned about Tom Vu a while ago was he retired from that in the 90s or so, in the late 90s, from being that TV sort of dude, and he became a professional poker player.
Really?
And he like wins, like he's sort of one of those players that, like, you know, makes a few $1 million a year kind of thing doing that.
Do you got okay? So when I saw the Tom Vu commercials, it was always when I was watching Morton Downey Jr. Do you remember Morton Downey Jr.?
Wasn't he that guy with the
or was it just Morton Downey? He was that talk show guy, and
I think it is Junior.
Okay, so he was
the guy that liked to yell a lot, right? He was
yes,
the dude
yes,
that sort of like scream. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he was like a talk show host late night, and he would yell at his guests. He would yell at the audience members. The audience members, he actually had like a booth where audience members could come up, and it was called Loudmouth. And he could ask questions of the guests or whatever, or yell at the guests or whatever they wanted to do. It was wild. It was pretty crazy. The 80s.
Yeah, he was. I remember him being a sort of a big deal. I mean, he died 2001, I think, somewhere in there.
Was it that long ago? My God.
Oh yeah, it's 20 years ago, man. 2000 was 20 years ago. Like I remember going into the office, the place where I was working at the time, at I think it was like 12:30 a.m. because one of our servers hadn't kicked over to 1900. Changed the clock on the machine, and that was it. It was problem solved. But I remember all of that sort of lead up to that for the the previous 6 months was all about how we're going to end, the world's going to end, and that kind of stuff. So, of course, it didn't. We all moved on. But yeah, 20 years ago. Hey, Dave, what have you done with your life for the last 20 years?
Oh.
I've done nothing, man.
I'm just. I take the fifth. How's that? Yeah. Oh.
Well, do we still have Locke?
I don't think so. I think he froze like 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I haven't had the heart to take him off because he's still, he's got the best expression.
He could come back alive.
I probably gave up and went to bed.
Maybe. Oh yeah,
nope.
Yeah. He's gone.
He's gone again. Yeah, his internet is not great. Oh, he's come back. We're just talking about you.
I could hear all of that. I was assuming you could hear me too, but apparently that wasn't.
Nope, you couldn't hear him at all. You had been frozen for a few minutes. So,
so all of my Sam Kinison jokes failed.
Your Sam Kinison jokes disappeared into the ether.
Yes, sorry.
All right, dude.
I
Yeah,
would have
that's what
loved
I said.
to have heard your Sam Kinison jokes.
No.
How much longer are you
Yeah,
up there in cottage
sure.
country? Are you gonna a few more weeks? How long are you staying up there?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I don't know. Probably at least to the other side of the weekend, and then from there things become random because life has not been simple in these COVID times for me. Busy, and they're about to
Yeah,
get busy.
same here. Same here.
Yeah, so I think I think I'm about to get run around by a whole tub of work. It's literally a plastic tub of it. There's something like 6 legal matters that I need to research, and one of the files is 3 times the size of the other 5, and it's
Oh wow.
and it's a crazy person. It's yeah, crazy person stuff.
Yeah, it's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Well, that's how a lot of the stuff you have to deal with in your chosen career path. Is all of you're gonna have to deal with far more crazy than I think you probably were dealt with before.
That is so.
So Dave.
Dave,
I was
how
going
do
to say,
you?
Dave, just letting you know, I'm going to sue you, and Locke will represent. So I need you to act
Represent
as crazy
who?
as possible. So I'm going to sue you for being awesome. So I need you to act crazy.
Okay.
So act really crazy, and then we can hopefully make a case for Locke that entertains him.
Okay. All right. What do we got? Hang on.
We lost Locke again. Damn.
I have to. Oh, jeez. Never mind. Be all pointless. God damn it! Poor
He's
guy.
Back.
Crikey.
At least I think he's back.
Yeah, maybe not.
Uh,
So I went camping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and grabbed our trailer, and me and the wife and my youngest son, we went to Cowichan Lake.
Oh, cool.
It was interesting. So apparently people in Cowichan Lake don't like out-of-towners.
That
Yeah.
does not surprise me.
Especially right now with COVID. I'm going along the Cowichan Lake highway thing, and guy going the other way sees me hauling a trailer and flips me the bird. Like, first he flashes his high beams at me, and then he flips me the bird. I have no idea
Nice.
why. I have no idea why. I thought that was interesting. And then when we get to Cowichan Lake, some guy got angry at me because I was apparently going too fast in the campground, even though I wasn't. And other people were going much faster than me. But anyway, it was an interesting trip. But it was kind of interesting, the sort of like how the treatment of the out-of-towners, particularly since I'm not really from that far out of town, Victoria. I'm still on the island, but it was kind of interesting how people are kind of treating other people through all this COVID situation. I think people need to mind their own business.
Can you hear me right now? I'm about to relate a fact, but I'm going to wait and find out if you can hear me first.
I can hear you quite clearly all of a sudden.
Okay, so I'm not frozen. Good. Okay. So what's been going on in Northern Ontario is if people see a license plate that they think is a Toronto plate, they'll key your car.
But how do they know it's a Toronto plate?
That's a good question. I don't actually know that for sure, but I think it's a sequence of numbers. I don't know exactly how it works.
Okay.
But
So these people, I'm assuming that they thought I was from out of town just on the basis I was hauling a trailer. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. I mean, I could have been from their own neighborhood and they wouldn't have known any different. But
So anyone could just throw a trailer on and then suddenly they're an ass because, they appear to be from out of town.
yeah. I mean, I was from out of town, but not that far out of town. I mean, come on.
I thought you were from Vancouver.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, they're actually looking for me. But what can you do?
Yeah. All right.
Well, I think we should call it there, boys, because we've had so many technical issues with Locke's thing, and we're all low energy today. Dave has yet to get naked, and I don't know why he's not.
Yeah.
But
Come on, Dave.
but we'll probably do another stream on the weekend earlier in the day. You never know. We might be inspired to do so. Have a beer on a Saturday afternoon or something. But are you in, Dave? You going to be around? Are you busy being I don't know?
I might be around, actually. Taking a bit of a weekend because birthday and all that shit.
That's true. Oh, that's true. That is, we have to. If we don't say it until next week, it is Dave's birthday coming up this weekend.
Happy
Sunday,
64th.
right? That's right. Dave is 1 year away from retirement. Congratulations. But yeah, I'm.
Jesus, I guess I am the old fart in the room, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
I think you are, yeah.
Not by much.
Actually,
Well, how old are you?
Actually, that's not entirely true because Alan, you were born in February, right?
Yes.
And Dave, you're born in July, and you were born in 72, right? 70. You're 71. Okay, there you're 71 years
He's
old.
71?
I know he does not look it. He looks so good for 71.
I know. Huh? You eat your beef, boys, and you too can look this good.
Oh my god. Anyway, until the weekend or next week, Locke, thank you for being here again. Hopefully you'll be around on Saturday with so we will talk to you all next time.
All right.
Alan, as always, just look awesome.